Hello, my friend. How are you doing today? You're good. Okay, that's good. How am I doing? I was kind of hoping you weren't going to ask that question. What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we are here for a different video. We're going to go ahead and talk about one of my favorite races. Fucking hell. We're gonna go ahead and talk about one of my favorite racing game franchises of all time, Midnight Club. Midnight Club, it's a franchise that I hold very dear to my heart. The same as Need for Speed, same as Burnout. Those are games that I grew up with in my childhood. I want to talk about Midnight Club LA more specifically, but why we need a Midnight Club 5. It's never gonna happen. I just want to kind of start the video. It's never gonna happen. Clearly, any fan base that Rockstar had for Midnight Club, they've now moved on to GTA Online. Like they've basically made GTA Online the place that you go if you like cars, and like you go to Benny's Auto Customs and you do that kind of stuff. But it's so different of an experience to what the old Midnight Club games were. A fraction of the experience, actually. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about why I miss it and why it holds such a big part of my childhood. Now, before we go ahead and get into that, I do quickly want to say, make sure to subscribe if you actually want to see more Midnight Club videos and more retro games generally. Let me know down in the comment section down below. 75% of you aren't subscribed. When I saw that the other day, I was like, so if you are one of those people, it would mean a lot if you could subscribe. If we could even get like 20% of those people to subscribe, that would do bits for me. So yeah, if you could do that, if you like the content, if you like the content, like things you see here, go and subscribe. It would mean a lot. Let's go ahead and talk about Midnight Club LA. I grew up with Midnight Club in my life, whether that was the PSP versions of Midnight Club 3 or, you know, the next generation version back then, you know, PS3, Xbox 360 versions of MCLA. I've always loved a Midnight Club, and there's certain things nowadays that Midnight Club LA does better than games that are in the same genre, cough cough, even me, over 10 years on.
For example,
interiors, licensed parts and customization for all cars were consistent. It wasn't like some cars not going to have customization. Every single car in this game had licensed customization, something which, you know, can't really say for Need for Speed. Countless modes, you know, multiplayer. It was basically a complete game on launch, is basically what I'm trying to say. And then the DLC which came out, considering this was in 2009, South Central is up there with Big Surf Island as one of my favorite DLC packs for any game ever. The shit was wild. Like, you got the free part of the map, and that was available to everyone when it came out. But then if you wanted to, you could buy the story and you could buy the cars that came with it. It was a wild time to be alive. I'm glad that I remember it. Like, it could have easily been one of those things which I don't really remember. I remember playing Midnight Club LA like very vividly. I don't really remember playing games like Sonic Heroes or like Battlefront 2, really. I remember it a little bit, but I don't remember it loads. Midnight Club LA, Most Wanted 2005, those are games that I remember playing. Burnout Paradise, I remember playing those games. And there's a certain element of completeness and polish that we just don't see in modern day racing games, which were present in the Midnight Club LA days. Not only that, but let's go ahead and talk the soundtrack and the atmosphere. Oh my god, I don't think any racing game in the past 4 years has done it quite like Midnight Club LA. The soundtrack was broad, it, you know, touched on LA, you know, music culture, and it hit all of the points for stuff that was popular at the time. Kid Cudi, Crooked, Day and Night. Day and Night. What? I can't put the real version in. I might get copyrighted for my amazing singing, to be honest. Don't even get me started about the soundtrack in that game. Fucking bad. You got, you know, 9 Inch Nails. You got a bit of Kid Cudi. You got a bit of, what was the one song by Chemical Brothers? You know, shit was hard. The soundtrack was hard. But not only that, the city felt alive. Look how much traffic there is in this screen here. It was a living, breathing city, and, you know, fantastic. This is something which I think modern day racing games, I don't get how we've gone so far back. Without a shadow of doubt, for me, the golden era of racing games was 2002 to 2008/9. I guess 9 would be the cutoff because that's when South Central came out, but that kind of period of like the, you know, the 2000s, that was, nothing else has come close to that for me. I love Horizon, I love it to death, but it's such a different type of game to what Midnight Club is. Midnight Club is pure arcade havoc. There's weapons. A lot of people have problems with weapons. I don't mind weapons if they're done correctly. Midnight Club LA is a perfect example of that. They were balanced, they weren't too intrusive, they were incorporated in the multiplayer. I would never want Ghost to do that because I don't think they're capable of doing it. That much has been proven with the off-road racing, etc. But with Rockstar and how, you know, they just went with, not even just in LA, but in Midnight Club 3 as well. The power-ups, fantastic. They had fucking CTF, I remember, in Midnight Club 3. And they might have been in LA as well. You know, they really went in with all of that, and everything was balanced. Fantastic. Not to mention Endgame. It had more Endgame, Midnight Club LA did, than Need for Speed Heat did in current day. Did any of you guys remember trying to grind for the Audi R8? Oh my god. To this day, still one of my proudest gaming achievements ever. It was wild. We don't have anything like that nowadays. Rate My Ride. Like, do you guys remember that? It was just ass and tits. It was just ass and tits where people would just draw ass and tits on the car. I can't show that to you guys, otherwise I will get demonetized. My point of saying all of this, these are innovative, new ideas which we've never ever seen in a living, breathing, you know, replica version of Los Angeles. It's clear that the developers who made Midnight Club LA then had influence on what would go on to be Los Santos. And it doesn't surprise me. They did such a good job of it. It feels living, it is breathing. You know, didn't it have I swear it had Burger King like advertising in as well. Now don't get me wrong, there was things wrong with this game. At points, it was so difficult that I think anyone would struggle to get through points of this game. Pop-in and, you know, hardware optimization for the last generation of consoles wasn't very good. Not to mention, and I don't think many people mention this, it should really be mentioned a lot more when people talk about Midnight Club LA, had no PC release. If it had a PC release, imagine how much that would have changed the longevity of the game. Imagine the mods people would have made. Imagine, you know, the custom servers people could have done. Would have really elongated the lifespan of Midnight Club, not just as that game specifically, but the whole franchise would have lived on much longer than they could have anticipated. They didn't do that for whatever reason. Maybe they did plan to do it and they never did it, but for whatever reason, Rockstar, shame on you for not doing that, because Midnight Club would have lived on for much longer had you gave the community the tools to let it do that, and it was never going to do that on consoles, because consoles die within their 10-year span. That's just a fact. Although what I will say is shout out for the fact it's actually available on Xbox One backwards compatibility, which makes me think they still have some of the licenses for those games, or all the licenses, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to put it on backwards compatibility. But we're never going to see another Midnight Club game again. I can make a separate video to like why Midnight Club died. If you want to see that, let me know. I'll put it in a poll up at the top somewhere. But you know, we're not really ever going to see another Midnight Club game again, and it's sad. We don't get racing games like this anymore. And that breaks my heart as a guy who just likes cars. The attention to detail, you know, boundaries which are being broken, like we don't get that anymore in the racing scene. We never see anything new anymore, and obviously there's the argument of nothing's new and everything's a different version of itself, but we don't get anything that feels fresh quite like Burnout Paradise and Midnight Club LA and Need for Speed, you know, Most Wanted, and etc, etc. Even when the Need for Speed series was going down the shitter with Pro Street and Undercover, it still felt fresh. At least Pro Street did. Pro Street felt very, very fresh. I mean, you know, Hot Pursuit felt fresh. We don't get that anymore, you know, and it's not just Need for Speed. I don't want to just clown Need for Speed. Forza don't do anything, you know, new or revolutionary. Live service is not a new thing. Like, everyone's fucking doing that. Midnight Club went out of their way to do things which felt fresh. And honestly, when I was playing those games back in the day, they'd done things which I'd never seen up until that point. And even nowadays, like, I don't know of anything quite like Midnight Club LA as a whole. Like, just fantastic. And that's my little case study to why I think we need another Midnight Club game. It was a bit more of a rant than a case study, but I just miss this franchise, man. It's so sad that Rockstar are never going to bring it back. Yeah, I love it, man. I've always loved what they've done with their games, other than Red Dead 2, didn't really like that. Besides the point, I'm ranting now. Yeah, man, Rockstar, I hope one day you see your senses that we really want this game. It was one of the games that actually founded Rockstar as a big developer before they were fucking huge. I hope one day we see the return of this franchise, but I'm not so certain we're going to ever see that. But let me know if you want to see more Midnight Club videos, more Midnight Club retrospectives, all that kind of jazz in the comment section down below. That's been it from me today. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.